Mimi ndiye one who signed the Vika document kwa mambo ya Constitution 2010. So brought Rogo Maduri here. It's in record that Mary Kirika was elected with so many votes. It did not matter who you were, but it was the issue of the suit. That's how I lost 2013. When we have the right laws, when we have the right people, then the society will change. I think I have a lot of information that can be disseminated to our people that can help our society.
This is Countdown 2022. My name is Juliet Modoni. Figure Town Today, 3TTV. Thank you for joining us in this edition. Today, we came in search of a lady who has a very rich history in matters leadership and representation. She's vying for women rep seat in Kiambu County. We are going to learn more about her, why she's vying for the seat. And as I always keep telling you, the reason why we are bringing these people into this platform is so that they can articulate their issues and you get to know them, so that when you go to vote, you're making an informed choice. So let's have a talk with her and let us tell us the plans that she has. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you very much for making time to be with us. Please tell us who you are.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm Mary Kirika from Thika. For many years, I've been around Thika. My parents used to work here. And so it's like I'm a resident for many years. When we were growing up, Thika used to be a very strong, town.
Sure.
It used to be called Birmingham of Kenya.
Okay.
But I don't know whether you know what it means, Birmingham from
It means business hub or something.
Birmingham of Kenya. This was Birmingham because, we had so many industries. Yeah, you'd just complete school. Yeah, factories like KTM, so many. So it was a matter of completing and joining to work.
Yes.
And so the issues of, that people are hungry on the streets, that what I see today, and it hurts me so much, that we have many street children around Thika. Not only street children, we even have street girls. You go near Madai there, around there, you'll find young street girls with young families breastfeeding their children outside there, and nobody cares about them. We need our people to come up and set policies that will improve the livelihood of our people. And that can only happen if we have the right leadership. Of course, even the leaders who are there have done their best. Rome was not built in a day.
Sure.
So we cannot say like the former member of parliament. I cannot say that people have not worked. But I'm saying we need to teamwork. We need to work as a team so that you can bring back Thika to where it was. We can be able to bring things on board and recapture what is not there and move on as a team.
You've talked about some, you've touched on leadership.
Yes.
Could you please take us through, I'm sure you have experience in leadership, community work. Could you please take us through some of the things you've done?
One, I have, I'm an educationist.
Okay.
Maybe I taught you.
You actually probably did.
Yes. So I have taught so many students,
Yes.
and I'm proud of them.
Okay.
Every time they call me, hey, Mwalim,
Yes.
I thank God that now they are there, they are doing a lot of work for our nation.
Okay.
And so it is through education sector. When I served as a headmistress,
Wow, okay.
when I served so many parents, when I served so many students, that I became so passionate about the society. Because I would see students going home because of school fees.
Yes.
I would see women so much committed to the education of their children. And from there, I became passionate about the society. How are we moving on? Who is going to school? Why aren't we educating our children? And I remember At one point, I did a lot of sponsorship to students. I had the privilege also to work with the National Council of Women of, to work with the NCCK. Of course, I've worked with the two. National Council of Women of Kenya, National Council of Churches of Kenya. And I would want to elaborate more about this because it's when I was the headmistress that I was elected by the National Council of Churches of Kenya to represent women at a national forum, where I also realized and came to know that when we empower women, we empower our families, we empower our children, and we empower the whole nation. I was the chair of women in 5 regions, in 5 districts, which used to call Nairobi region. So I catered for Thika, Kiambu, Wajir, Madera, and Nairobi. Yeah, 5 districts. And mine was to know the issues that were directly affecting women, and now the churches would come in. I also sat under the sponsorship of schools through the NCCK. And so again, I had an opportunity to earmark the disadvantaged. And I was very honest with that program. I thank God that when free education was introduced in Kenya, I was again in the national committee at Ufungamano, talking about its application. Some people argued that it was not going to be workable to have free education in Kenya. Looking at our budget, the leaders could not imagine that we could have free education in Kenya.
Sure.
And I can tell you, because I was a headmistress by then, many schools around Thika were closed. Not really closed, but had empty classrooms. Yeah? I worked so closely with the education office. Of course, as an headmistress, you work very closely with the education office. And I remember school like Mogumoine, around Mogumoine, where the catchment was Kendutu. So you tell those children to pay just 300, and half of the school, they remain at home. One, even they don't have food. These are hungry children. Then you're telling them to bring 300 children for activities. They are going for activities when they are very hungry. And so the option was, let's forget about education.
Sure, sure.
Now from there, I was again, I was elected as the chair of National Council of Women of Kenya. It's the first time we brought National Council of Women of Kenya to Thika. It was not there. It is an international organization. And so it was at Nairobi and a bit of Western. And so I was able to lobby for it to come here to Thika. And I was privileged also to invite Her Excellency Mama Ngina Kenyatta to come and open the office for us. And she was able to encourage women. Mama talked to us, and it was a great day. That the role of women in this country is key. And then come to 2010 Constitution. I want to tell you, 2007, I vied as a member of parliament. Because these women that elected me to be their chair under the National Council of Women of Kenya. And I'm telling you the kind of leaders I brought. I also brought Orierogo Maduri here. She was able to... The late, I'm now sorry, my friend, the late. And she was able to talk about a lot of women empowerment programs through NGOs. So, on advocacy, we have done it. On lobbying, on women participation, we have done it. I can tell you those years, again, women could not imagine, you know, they did not think they could be elected as leaders. They thought theirs was to go and elect people, elect men, but not women. So come 2010, during the constitution making, I was there in front, talking about women representation at all levels, not just national, not just national parliament, not just parliament, but at all levels. Because I remember, again, I was a member of the bursary committee in Thika. And I know we were able to give those disadvantaged children free, sponsorship. We were able to educate them because we were there to articulate the issues pertaining to those women, those children. And so when women realized what I was doing, they came and told, Mary, we want you now to go to Parliament. So maybe before I come to 2010, that's why now 2010, we fought for the 2/3 gender representation, where we found now most of the issues in Parliament were not discussed. There are issues that directly affect women. They were not properly addressed. Few women would bring up the issues, but now the majority will always win.
Sure.
Men would not see the need of these small, they used to call them small issues. For a woman, those small issues matter a lot.
They do.
Even in the family setup, whatever a man would cause a small petty issue is what you carry the day in the family setup.
Now let's go to the next step, because you've mentioned about women and representation. You are vying for a political seat. I'd like you to tell us which seat you're vying for and why you feel you're fit.
Mimi ndiye Mama Tosha. Because I know the issues affecting our youths. I'm a mother. So when you talk in terms of now the youths, the issues that we must address to empower our youths, I know them.
You do.
Because if I have my youths there, then I know that we need to bring youths on board, and we can only do them that by mentoring. You don't just bring somebody from nowhere and you have not mentored. We need mentorship programs. With mentorship programs, of course, I've been doing a lot of mentorship. Go and talk to these youths. I've mentored them. We also need to mentor them in terms of leadership. Because you don't just become a leader without issues. You must be able to narrate. Like now, if I'm asked in terms of education, I can tell you the issues I've told you. When it comes to the issues of women empowerment, I've been there. We've been trying to empower women. Table banking, we have done it so much. So that tunakuja tunaweka pesa, mama anakopa, anaenda ananunua nyanya. Kama alikuwa na stock ya 500, inaenda inafika 1000, na bado analea watoto wake. Some things that are real, things that touch our lives on daily basis.
Kwa ground.
Sio kule juu, kwa ground. And therefore, I've been a ground person with the ground people, addressing ground issues. And therefore, when we put this position of I'm vying as women representative Kiambu County.
Sure.
Because Kiambu, uplift Kiambu, you'll have uplifted Kenya. Because if I take care of Kiambu, then I have another mama taking care of Muranga. We have another mama taking care of Nyeri, Laikipia, and the rest. Then at one point, we shall talk of a changed nation.
Sure.
I have visited other countries. The other day I visited Uganda. And you see women from Uganda, they are so passionate about the roles of women in parliament. Because the issues that they will be in parliament are issues that affect women and children. And I can tell you, when women are not in peace, when our youth are not at peace, the nation will cry.
Sure.
I want to tell you, when women have that position and they use it well, they're able to touch the lives of people.
Sure.
I would request for Kiambu people to give me an opportunity to serve them as their women representative. Today, they call me Mama County. And I'm happy when they call me Mama County, because indeed I'm a mother. But I would love to go to Parliament and come up with the policies that will help young mothers to follow. So that when we leave, the young mothers who will come after us will have a ground to step on. Yeah? Because I remember 2010, we really fought for that position of 2/3 gender representation. I was in the national committee. And day and night, we had to come up with write-ups for our people to accept, to give us that position for women only. For a woman to secure a parliamentary position or any position, even an MCA, you've got to work double or thrice than a man. That people thought leadership was for men.
Only, yeah.
It was not for women. You can imagine like us, you are married, mama. You have your principles as a mother, as a wife. So, when people are looking for votes at night, you've already gone home. Because that's a major responsibility. You don't want to compromise your family and other issues. And every time I'm mentoring young women, I'm telling them you've got to take care of your family first, even as you go for these other positions. And so I strongly feel that now that we were given that position for women,
Yes.
and we were able to convince that when you compete with men, women are more disadvantaged. I want to say then, we have to work more, to put a lot of work to improve on that women's seat. So maybe when I go to parliament, I know what I will advocate for.
Okay.
I'll not say it now, but I have a lot to advocate for women.
Now,
The other issue,
okay.
you become the women representative.
Okay.
Where are the resources to serve these people?
Yes.
The member of parliament will be given resources to serve the constituency. But this mama who has trespassed the whole county with the governor, now the governor will be given all the resources to serve the county. What is mama doing there now? So for me, I want to go to articulate policies that will strengthen that position.
Sure.
Yeah? Because right now, it's kind of toothless position. You don't have resources, but at least you'll be able to guide when you're in parliament. And that's one of the reasons as to why I still want to follow up with that position. I fought for it come 2010. I did a lot of work during the constitution making. I can tell you, I'm the one who signed the Vika document kwa mambo ya constitution 2010. I coordinated and I did a lot of work. So let me follow up with some of the issues that we did not complete in terms of the constitution. And that's why I'm feeling mine, can I be given an opportunity to go to parliament?
Fair enough.
Great.
Fair enough.
That's what I'm telling you, me, Mama Tosha. I know what I want to go for. When I vied 2013, go to any constituency, they gave me so many votes. I will never say that I was not elected. I was elected. But there is an issue here which I want to address. The issue of parties. Because the votes were there. Very many votes. By the way, yeah, it's in record that Mary Kirika was elected with so many votes. But in politics, we don't have number 2.
Yeah.
Hata ukiachwa na kamoja, hata ikiwa ni kuangushwa, imeangushwa moja.
The winner takes it
The winner
all.
takes it all.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. But mine was the issue of parties. I think I've been mentoring these ladies who are doing political science. Because we have to mentor them. I did a lot of work on the ground. I'm part of the founder members of TNA. You know, I'm a founder member of TNA. And I did a lot of work for TNA, the National Alliance. Then during nominations, because I was not alone, we had another lady. There were other ladies who still wanted to vie with TNA. And so the issues of monitoring the polling stations was an issue. How do you monitor your voting or those who are voting for you, where in a county where we have 60 wards, and within 60 wards, we have hundreds and hundreds of voter registration stations.
Yeah.
So one of the challenges that I can talk about is voter stations, where you know you need your people on the ground to monitor for you, to
Yes.
count for you, yeah. But to be able to cater for all those polling stations, it's a challenge.
Sure.
Like me, I think I was able to monitor just maybe a half. The rest I left them. But mine was, after all, I know I'm winning. After all, they have told me. But I can tell you, politics, being the way it is, you will live you are leading, and tomorrow, utapata mtu yule hakuwa karibu na wewe, niye amefanya nini? Amechukua. So during nominations, and I had done a lot of work for the party, having been a founder of TNA, I'd done a lot of work. However, so during nomination, maybe 1 or 2 kuras, ilianguka. And so I did not lead. So I had to leave for another party. We were with Honorable, the current governor. Yeah, and Honorable Kabogo were all there. So I did not make it during nomination through TNA. So I went for another party, a friendly party. You remember our candidate was President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I was supporting President Uhuru. I had to look for a party that was friendly to the president, a party that was still supporting the president. So I joined Honorable Gilu's party. But I'm telling you, politics. Politics being the way it is.
Yeah.
The last minute, it was said, you know, we must have the suit.
Yeah. Bottom all the way
Suit from
up.
MCA, Mama County, Governor to Parliament. So what happens? Wala walikuwa na suit, wote wakaingia suit. It did not matter who you were, but it was the issue of the suit. That's how I lost 2013. And therefore, up to today, I'm still grateful to Kiambu people. They had given me their votes.
Sure.
So I don't regret.
Now, we've had other women reps before
Yes.
in this great county of ours.
Yes, yes, yes.
What is it that you're going to do differently from them?
Now, I visited a country called China. And my agenda was on political participation. You know how large and densely populated China is.
Sure.
And so when we went, I found that China people, to elect you, they've got to know who you are. They've got to know the role you have played or you'll have played in your society. They have guiding policies for you to be elected, for you to become a leader. You don't wake up one day and say that you are a leader. There is what they call track record. Your track record, the services that you've given. And you know what the Chinese were telling me? Mary, if you are from China, sisi tutakupatia hii. I think I have a lot of information that can be disseminated to our people that can help our society. What am I saying? Kenya, we have a journey to go. We don't vet our people, as I found that these people, they vet their people. And so any leadership is supposed to impact positively to its people. But I don't know and I doubt whether here Kenya, we are so much keen on the leaders that we elect. And so for me, I'm going for policies, for policy formulation that will guide our people. If you want to be a woman leader, what do you have? What experience? No, we say experience is the best teacher. When you have the experience of the people you have served, when you are a servant to the people, because we also say service to humanity is service to God. If you have never given any service to the society, why do you want to be elected? So look at the people we've been electing. I don't want to say that they are bad people. Nobody is bad. I don't want to say that they did not perform. They performed. But let me given my opportunity. Mary has not been given an opportunity.
Mary has not been given an opportunity
Of course,
yet.
I have served, as I've said, in so many organizations. So I think, for me, can I be given an opportunity to go there where, you know, the laws of this country, the laws of this land are streamlined? When we have the right laws, when we have the right people, then the society will change. And we shall live to celebrate Kenya. Let us go for people who value their country. And this one, I may want to say, yeah, now we have the president who is retiring. And I want to say, as a Kenyan, our president has done a lot of work. A lot of work. But we see, sometimes we go for people who like shouting so much, not action-oriented people. For me, can we look for action-oriented people? People who do not talk much, but they do a lot.
Now, aside from that, come next election, the people of Kiambu give you the mandate
Yes.
to become their women rep. So what are some of the issues, once you get there and you get into parliament, that you specifically want to address as a women rep in Kiambu County? What are some of those issues that you have seen that the women rep in Kiambu County should be addressing and you plan to address? Your agenda, sort of.
When I go to parliament, there is the issue of education. I've told you I'm an educationist. And we have to, Kiambu, we have to address the issue of education. I think the other day I was in Kiriribe when I talked about, you know, our children and education. You know, through the constitution, there are positions you will not, you know, will not participate or will not be assigned duties because of your level of education.
Yeah.
So now that we have devolved government, where we need accountants, of course we need professionalism. If we talk of now like our resources at the county level, we need people who can manage the resources the right way. We need people who can articulate the real issues that are affecting our people. And therefore I'm saying, for me, education comes number one. Okay, the way children are admitted in our national schools, for me, needs to be checked so that we are able to reach everyone, and give opportunity to all our children. National schools, we need to check on them. But I also, in parliament, I think I also want to encourage our other counties, not only even Mount Kenya, but the whole of, for me, I'm going to work for Kenya.
Sure.
Other regions in our country, we have now devolved government. Let those other counties prioritize their issues. Let them not say national schools are in whatever region. You now have the resources, whichever region you come from.
Yes.
The resources are devolved. Prioritize your resources. Put up your good schools there, so that also children are not traveling so far, because what have we found? A kid will be admitted at, you know, a national school. May it be Maseno also the other side. And I'm from Thika. And the mother is not able to cater for, you know, transport and whatever is required for those national schools. But supposing all the counties are working towards improving education standards in their counties, coming up with good schools, we have solved the problems in terms of education.
Yeah.
So it's not only Kiambu. Mi nitatetea mtoto wa education wa Kenya. The other item that I have that I believe is of essence, is important, is empowerment programs. You see, we have a government, and that's why we appreciate President Uhuru. We have a government that is also thinking so much about women. And so there is what we call Women Fund from the National Kitty, Women Fund. But how many women are able to access this money? How many women? And so accessibility of the funds from the government. You talk of procurement. You know, women are supposed to procure, and they're supposed to be awarded with awarded tenders like men. Because when a woman gets that tender, the family is going to benefit. So, what is the process of tendering? How do women tender? What are the requirements in the tendering process? Are women equal to the task? Are they aware? Have we built their capacity? I'll do that. So when we talk of women fund, we also have the youth fund. So maybe when I go to parliament, I also include the men fund.
Yeah. Now, as we had to conclude the interview,
yes,
I'd like you to give me a parting shot. What would you like to tell the residents of Kiambu, the women and youth?
Well, I want to urge Kiambu people to be very particular on the leaders that they are going to elect. You know, you elect a weak leader for 5 years, you'll have no choice other than working with that leader. So you see, there is devolution. When I look at other counties, I'm not saying we've not done a lot at our county, Kiambu, but we must compare notes all the time. I don't want to say there is one that has performed better than the others, but we all know you can always compare. So for us to move from where we are to another level, because there is of course where we are, there is what has been achieved, but we want to go to a higher level. Let us go for quality leadership. Let us go for leaders who will address real issues in Kiambu. So what I'm saying, there are real issues that we must check. So we must go for people who are mindful of the welfare of our people in terms of education, in terms of social spheres, in terms of economic spheres, and in terms of the general welfare of our people. This will be determined by the leaders that we shall elect from the MCA, from the MCA to the Member of Parliament, to the Governor, Senator, and finally the President. I want to urge our Kiambu people, as we talk to other Kenyans, we've got to be very serious this time. If we are mindful of our resources, if we are mindful of our youths, if we are mindful of our women, this is the time to reason together so that we get the right people to do the right work and at the right time. I appreciate so much, and I hope, given the opportunity, for me, service to humanity is service to God.
Sure.
And I'm ready for it.
Sure.
Yeah, and I wish you the best too.
Thank you.
I appreciate so much.
Welcome. That was Madam Mary Kirika, who says that service to humanity is service to God. This is 3T TV. My name is Juliet Muthoni. Keep safe. The country has been opened, but that doesn't mean the pandemic is over. So keep safe and remember to subscribe. Thank you very much.